New tonight here at 5 o'clock, a teenager has been arrested for assault and a hate crime, officers say, against a transgender youth. The attack happened at Kalama High School earlier this month. We just got the results of the investigation this afternoon. Good evening, I'm Laurel Porter.
And I'm David Molko. Investigators say a pair of students yelled anti-gay slurs at two transgender people, eventually attacked and kicked one of them in the head, giving them a concussion. I had the chance to talk with a couple of advocates for transgender people, and even though news like this can be very disturbing, Jess Guerrero shared a message of hope.
To the youth who are out there who might be watching this, or their families, just know that we're out here, we survived, we continue to survive, we continue to thrive, and we continue to say that you're brave and resilient.
Brave and resilient. The suspect, who is 16 years old, is now charged with both assault and a hate crime offense. The story is still developing. We'll have updates later tonight on KGW News at 11, and as always on KGW.com.
Now let's talk about solving the homeless crisis one step at a time. Clark County just opened a new low-income housing project aimed at helping people transition from the streets to a home of their own. Let's bring in Blair Best. And Blair, this is a different approach to what we're seeing in Portland.
That's right, Laurel. As Safe Rest villages begin to open around the city, across the river in Vancouver, another type of tiny home community is being built. The difference? They're permanent housing options. They're the place people who are, say, leaving Safe Rest villages or other low-barrier shelters can go.
Once they move in, they can stay in.
21 tiny homes make up this neighborhood in West Vancouver off of Lakeshore Avenue.
The community itself is built around the concept that if everybody is sympathetic or empathetic to their neighbors to the left and their right, it would be an opportunity for them to heal and grow.
Chris Tababin runs Community Roots Collaborative, the nonprofit leading the project. This neighborhood, called Fruit Valley Terrace, opened about 10 months ago. Now 39 people who were formerly experiencing homelessness live there.
We're seeing a lot lower rate of transient behavior afterwards.
There are no background checks, but tenants must be sober, make below 30% of the median income, and be exiting homelessness.
It's a nice place to be.
James Walls moved in about 7 months ago. Before that, he was living in his car and struggling to find a home in his budget.
Rents have just gone sky high, and I didn't have any rent history.
Now he pays $650 for his own space.
Have my nice comfortable chair right across from the TV.
And most importantly, he's not alone.
A lot of people who have faced similar situations, not through dereliction or crime or drugs, but circumstances.
The nice part is everyone has a unique little area to create and make their own.
Derek Hugel runs Wolf Industries, the company that builds these 10 by 30 homes.
You feel like a normal citizen living in one of these houses. Look at this guy, he's even got a Traeger grill out there. Talk about tasty.
They take about 3 months to build, and Hugel says they can make up to 100 each year.
And it feels good to know that the system's working.
It's just perfect for me.
Well, Community Roots Collaborative already has 2 more properties in the works and hope to have about 23 more tiny homes completed by the spring of next year. Now, I also want to point out that the monthly cost for one of these tiny homes is the lowest base rent for a 1-bedroom in all of Clark County. David?
It feels good, they say. Thank you, Blair. Let's bring you an update now on a deadly hit and run, and a warning: some of the video here is disturbing. The man accused of killing a pedestrian in Northeast Portland has now been charged with second-degree murder. This was our top story at 5 on Wednesday, and we showed you part of this surveillance video from last week near Eastport Plaza. It shows a red truck speeding up and then hitting someone walking across the road. You see it back there in the back of the screen there. That same vehicle then appears to go after a cyclist who made it out of harm's way. Police have named the suspect as 40-year-old Frederick Moore. According to court documents, Moore told officers he hit that pedestrian on purpose.
Well, the wait may soon be over. As soon as next week, kids as young as 6 months might be rolling up their sleeves for the COVID vaccine. A few things need to happen first, though, and Mike Benner joins us from the KGW newsroom with the latest. Mike?
Yeah, Laurel, a panel convened by the FDA signed off on Moderna and Pfizer vaccines for kids 6 months and older. Before anything is official, though, the FDA needs to follow that panel's recommendation and authorize the shots for emergency use. The CDC needs to give a thumbs up as well. All of this is expected to happen, and little kids could be getting shots as soon as early next week. Today, I spoke with the chief of infectious disease at Kaiser Permanente Northwest. Dr. Katie Scharf says while some parents will jump at the opportunity to get their kids the shot and ultimately an extra layer of protection against the virus, others won't, and that is okay too. Dr. Scharf says little kids are at a lower risk of becoming severely ill with COVID. All of that said, Dr. Scharf wants the community to know that Omicron subvariants BA4 and BA5 are on the rise locally.
So these variants first were identified in South Africa. And what we know is they are more transmissible, 8 to 12% more transmissible than the current Omicron variant that's circulating. And additionally, they can evade prior immunities.
Something to keep in mind as you weigh the pros and cons of vaccinating your young kids. If you do decide to get that shot, know that supplies should not be an issue. That according to both the White House COVID-19 response team and Oregon Health Authority. A spokesperson there telling KGW the agency is well positioned to vaccinate the youngest Oregonians. David?
Next week, you said, Mike. That's a pretty speedy timeline. Thank you. And still to come, a first for Portland, how local communities plan to commemorate Juneteenth by celebrating both freedom and reading.
And I'm Matt Safino. We had lots of sunshine today and a few showers. We'll reverse that tomorrow. Lots of showers and really not much sunshine. But there is hope for better days ahead, including part of the Father's Day weekend.